Hey, Jake, first of all, how'd everything feel physically out there tonight?
Felt pretty good. Not pitching in 10 days, a little rusty. And got a little uh, got tired quicker than I would have liked, but you know, we were fortunate enough to get a win.
Um, you say, you felt a little rusty. I mean, you looked obviously great out there. Was there anything in particular that felt off to you that was bothering you?
No, it felt like my arm was dragging some, but I was still able to locate, so was able to make an adjustment. Felt really good in the bullpen, and then kind of when I took the mound, just uh, didn't feel as comfortable as I had felt in the previous starts. So I think it's just not pitching in a game for 10 days.
Jake, overall, can you put into context how big of a home run that was from Conforto? Not just given the fact that the game had been tied the previous half inning, but obviously there was going to be some questions, some potential controversy about how the bullpen was unloaded, and the fact that the team was able to stay on a roll and he was able to bring it back like that. Just how big is that for the team this season?
Yeah, that's big. I mean, guys, he's been playing great, and go up there and put up a good AB and hit one out of the park there to give us the lead in the top of the ninth. That's big for us. Those guys out there, they were, everybody's giving it 100%, and we just weren't able to hold on to it. And then, for Conforto to go do that, that's huge.
Hey, Jake. You answered the part about being a little bit off at the beginning just because of the rust. But with the 10 days off, were you tired after 6, or did you think you had another one in you there?
I was a little tired, honestly. I don't really like to admit that, but I could definitely feel it, and I think that goes to the 10 days. You do. What did I throw? Really, it was 10 days, and with my normal the 10 off the mound and the normal pen. So, it was quite a bit less throwing in between than obviously if I had made a start. Could definitely feel it there towards the end. And I think the goal was around 85 to 90. So I think that's what we got to. And we just said that was it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Jake, kind of with that rust from not pitching, in 10 days, is that something you might prepare for, that you anticipate you might feel a little uncomfortable when you get out there? Or is that something, just a feel thing that in the moment you kind of realize?
No, you just realize. I mean, for me, I try to take them out in the same way and, expect to feel good. But, like I said, 10 days in between starts, I felt better as the game went on. Had a better feel for my changeup and even slider as the game went on. But at first, I was spiking some and floating some in there. But I was fortunate enough that the bad ones I threw weren't close enough to swing at, so was able to kind of make the adjustment as the game went on.
Thank you.
Jake, you said you got better, you thought, as the game went on. Do you just trust your instincts? Do you just kind of stick to your basics and just hope it just evolves naturally?
Yeah, I mean, it goes to the 10-day thing of not pitching in a game. You got adrenaline. Felt like I might have been getting a little quick, so you just try to slow things down and just get back in a rhythm and just trust it. As the game goes on, things started falling in line a little more and definitely felt better.
Thank you.
Hey, Jacob, this being your last start of the first half of the season, how would you look at your first half on the whole already?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're already halfway.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess first half okay. Wish I wouldn't have missed one. And hey, goals to go out there and put us in a position to win. So that's what I try to do every time. So I haven't really thought about the first half thing.
Sure. Thank you.
Jay, just given what's been going on with the rotation since your last start with Matt's not pitching great and now Peterson getting hurt, did you feel sort of an importance of coming back tonight and sort of trying to get things back on track for the team in terms of the rotation?
I wouldn't say any more than I normally do. I've said it multiple times that I don't like giving up runs. So whenever I go out there, the goal is to put up 0. So, definitely don't like when people go down, and I was one of them. Then Peterson goes down. definitely wanted to go out there and give us a chance. And these guys did a good job of scrapping one out tonight.
Hey, Louis. So will Seth Lugo be starting tomorrow?
Yeah, Seth will be starting for us the game tomorrow, we committed to it before the game. He's been a couple of days fresh. He got hot the other day. He was available for the bullpen last 2 nights, and today we just committed to it before the game, and had a conversation with Matt, which was a spot, and he'll be available for us out of the pen.
Why did you guys end up coming to this decision?
Well, Seth is has been a starter for us in the past, and with the ability of him of navigating through a lineup, repertoire, command, and what Seth can do. I mean, we're gonna go that way with him, and we're gonna start stretching him out. I mean, he should have a couple of days off, and with him already at a point that where he was throwing multiple innings, in outings, so he can probably give us some a little bit of length. We can say with the pitch count. I don't have the exact pitch count right now, but he can go at a good point that we can stretch him out from there.
So from a manager's perspective, the way things break down tonight, obviously you're hoping for a 10-run lead, so you don't need to really make the decision and not have Seth available. Obviously it doesn't break that way though. So can you just kind of take us through your thought process, even your emotions as you see that situation that would have been perfect for Seth, come up and the bullpen not be able to hold it down in that moment?
Yes. And yeah, you're right, Steve. With and Seth has been such an important part of our bullpen. Last year, the whole year, and then this year too. And his versatility, I always praise it, that ability to go multiple innings. His matchup against lefties, righties, and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it crosses my mind when we made the decision, prior to the game, that he's not going to be available for us in the pen. But at the same time, we have really good guys there that can definitely come in those scenarios, and then they've done it in the past. They felt it, and they can do it for us. I mean, today we blew a safe opportunity there, but Diaz did a good job coming right back and showing what he can do. So we trust our pen. We trust with the guys that we have there. We had to go to Willie a little earlier because we figured that we were going to probably pinch hit BR at one point, and we wanted to flip him over to the right side, and that's when Betances and Diaz were 8th and 9, at least for the planning.
Louis, is it your expectation that Lugo would stay in the rotation for the rest of the year, or is this until guys get healthy?
Well, that's the route we're taking right now, Mike, and it's for him to start tomorrow and stretch him out. He's been a starter before. He'll have his routine. I mean, we want to stretch him out. He'll be part of the rotation starting tomorrow. So that's the way we're going. Matthew, like I said, he'll be part of the bullpen starting tomorrow. I just had a conversation with Matthew. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but we talked about just being ready and what to do, and and so he can come in and perform and do some of the things that he's been working on.
Your goal obviously is to get Matt's right so he can get back in the rotation at some point.
I don't want to commit to that right now, Mike. His focus is to right now. He's got to be where he is, and that's when he gets the ball the next time. So out of the pen, the way he's going to help us, the way he's going to pitch. I mean, that should be his main focus right now, and then we'll go from there.
This being something Lugo has wanted for so long, how did he react to you telling him that he'd be a starter again?
He took it like, I'm ready, type of deal. I mean, he's, you guys know Seth. I mean, Seth is a guy that's ready for, for any kind of challenge, any kind of a movement. His versatility. You guys seen him come in early in games, throw 2 innings. Seen him close also. So some of these things that he's able to do, kind of like help him bounce back and start for us and start that stretch out process tomorrow. So, he took it well, took it like a pro, and he's ready to go tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hey, Louis, is it fair to say, given this decision, you were willing to lose this game tonight for what you think is the greater gain of converting Seth Lugo to the starting rotation?
Yeah, once again, Ken, it's really tough to not have a piece like Lugo in the pen, and I'm gonna go to the line I said earlier. It's we trust the guys that we have in our pen. You know, they're gonna come up, they're gonna step up, and they're gonna do a good job for us. You know, closing games. We have guys that can match up really well against righties and lefties, and we have guys that have the experience of closing games, and guys that made the adjustment and they're throwing really well right now, like in Diaz case. He had some adversity at some point, little one, and then he was able to bounce back. So, we're going to stick to that, and we trust that Seth can stretch out and help us with some of the adversities that we had, from our starting rotation as well.
Did the fact that Betances and Diaz had both pitched last night, did that give you any pause going into this night with this plan?
Well, we'll see tomorrow how they come. If they're ready to go, Ken. We want to wait until they throw, how they feel, and everything. But these guys, they're getting to that point where they want to pitch 3 days in a row, and they want to be there for the team, knowing that this is a short stint.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, it looked like Dillon had a little less tonight. I don't know if Diaz, if that factored into the walk, but just the fact that neither of them was fresh. They both pitched last night, so that obviously did not dissuade you from doing this and staying away from Lugo?
No. These guys were ready to go since early in the day when they talked to us. Regardless if they pitched yesterday, bouncing back, doing the back-to-back days. Those guys are ready. They were good to go. They were out there to compete, and if the save was blown, it's something that happens too. But we trust these guys. They're gonna come in, and when they're ready to pitch, they'll let us know, beforehand, before game, and we'll use them in situations like that.
Thank you.
Louis, with Seth in the rotation for at least the short term, is Edwin Diaz your closer, or are you working with a closer by committee kind of situation?
We still, without Lugo there, we have guys that have the experience of closing games, and Diaz is one of them. Wilson's one of them. And there's some guys that we're going to use earlier than others, depending on the matchup that we're running into in the lineup. So, we don't want to commit one way to the other. We want to see who's coming up and how the guys are doing, and what's better for each one of those guys. Those guys, from Familia to Betances to Wilson to Diaz, all have experience of closing games. And even Brack, that came to the picture last week too. He's a guy that can help us back then. Hughes has been throwing the ball well. So there are a lot of guys that can give us depth in the bullpen. There are a lot of guys that we can use in different situations and to close the game.
Louis, just 2 more quick ones from me. In the 8th inning tonight, did you guys consider going to Diaz one batter earlier to face Alvarez, and what was the decision process there to stick with Betances instead?
We trusted that matchup, Betances Diaz there. He got ahead with the breaking ball, and then he pulled a fastball, and then he nipped this jersey. We trusted that matchup. We thought Betances, with his experience, the way he threw the ball and his mix of pitches, he was going to be able to get Alvarez in that spot. Not the case. He pulled that. He hit by pitch, and that's when we decided to go to Diaz then.
And then that Conforto home run, obviously it's a big home run in any game, but did that feel like a bigger home run given the, obvious questioning about what was happening with the decision to move Lugo to the rotation, and even the fact that the team seemed like it had, started to hit its stride, and tonight a loss would have been, in that way, certainly a setback.
Definitely. It's a big homer. One of those wings. I don't think we haven't had one like that this year in the 9th inning to take a lead, and with 2 outs, and especially after rolling a save there. So yes, Steve. It's huge. And then Diaz coming right back out and striking out 3 batters. It was a good inning overall for us, just to bounce right back, after blowing the 2-run lead in the 8th.
Hey, Mike, did that home run feel bigger to you than just a single game-winning home run, given, the way the team had been playing, and obviously what questions would have arisen given the organization's decision to move Lugo to the rotation if you guys had not won that game?
I hadn't thought of it in terms of that, but that one definitely felt good, especially because, I haven't been hitting the ball out of the yard very much lately. So it's good to get one, over the wall and just, win the series right now, with this game, and with how great Jake was and, really how good the bullpen has been. It feels good to get that win tonight. So, I'm just excited about going out there tomorrow for the sweep.
Despite the put up last year, you talked about feeling like there was more in the tank. To this point, 312 batting average, an OPS well over 900 now. Do you feel like you've really put it together here this season?
Yeah, well, you know what? I feel really good. I feel like I'm in a balanced position, or a balanced spot, as far as where, where I stand in the box. I think a lot of the things that we had worked on, a lot of the things that we had talked about, you and I, Steve, just being more consistent, being a tougher out, being a guy that, they really have to throw to my spot, and not miss. So it's been a good start. It's kind of, it's strange that we're almost halfway through. I feel like we're just getting started, but it's exciting to start the way that I have. And, like I said, I'm feeling good.
Hey, Michael, you guys had a lot of dramatic wins last year. Did tonight remind you a little bit of the second half you guys had last year and games you might have played last year with all the back and forth run scoring and then obviously your big homer?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think we've been enjoying ourselves. We've been having fun this series and this, the last couple games. We've been playing well. We've been swinging the bats well, and I think it's been a little contagious. So that does feel similar to last year when we started to get rolling. The bats started to heat up, and the bullpen started to lock in, and we're just playing better baseball. So it's exciting to get that win tonight, and I think there are some similarities for sure.
Hey, Mike, I think we talked about this before, that every player wants to be consistent or strives for that. And I can't remember more than like 2 or 3 hitless games for you this year. You've contributed, it seems like, in some way in just about every game. Is that something that that you strove for this year heading in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time you go out there, you want to have an impact on the game. And, I think this year I've been able to at least get on base, most of the time. If I'm not getting my pitch, I think, that works well in this lineup with all the bats that we have, with Pete, with Dom, with Robbie. Nimmo and I getting on base is a recipe for a lot of runs. So, I think, my focus is there, but also I want to be one of those guys as well. I want to drive in a lot of runs and spray the field and be a tough out. So, that's really been the goal so far this year. And, the consistency part of it is something that, I felt like I could do and that I wasn't doing over the past couple of years. So, I'm going to do what I can to continue to be a tough out and continue to hit the way I'm hitting.